Hello friends, greetings to you. This is Anwar. SIM, so it may mean edition number 003. World events and the messages to unravel the moral from various sources, maybe from Earth or from space. Commentary, analysis and synthesis are simply SIM by Anwar Farooq. Hello, in this present edition of SIM 003, briefly there are 10 items to be discussed, watched and understood. The first item is about the universe, galaxies, star systems and the relatively very small size of our planet Earth and our combined overall knowledge of only 5% when compared to the 95% of ignorance about the universe. That is, overally 5% only we know how it is explained, illustrated by means of various videos and explanations. And the second item is when I went to the space by the NASA's flight and returned back, there also I found many things to my astonishment, and that humbled me and the humanity about the vastness of the universe outside our Earth. Number 3 is you can all watch and observe the images and video clips of Hubble Space Telescope to see outside of our box, that is outside our Earth, what is happening, how much big and what are the things there, and some dangers and other things beyond Earth, what is there we can understand. And the residents of Earth from space I observed, and their interactions, behavior and lifestyles also I observed. They are like you can compare some small minute particles and like electrons and small living beings, creatures inside a small atom or molecule, which is like our Earth when compared to the billions and billions of light years of space, vast space. Then on the fourth item, I boarded the online space flight number 3061 of the Fermi Lab, and they took me into the flight, and I observed a lot in that flight. That flight is provided by the Fermi Labs, and it was from Chicago, USA, Earth to the intergalactic space and back safely. The following marvelous space video is provided by the Fermi Lab. This space flight video is provided by Fermi Lab, US Department of Energy, Office of Science, USA, in the great service of the humanity and all the diverse societies of the world. So actually it's a great service to everybody in the world. We thank the great enlightening website www.fnal.gov and the diversely committed teams of the Fermi Lab, as witnessed by the following memorable journey video. In that video it is titled at the end. Then the fifth item is work of great scientists and space leaders like Edwin Hubble and the well-known scientist and leader of human science, humanity, to guide Einstein. So basically Hubble and Einstein, how they worked, and their work is illustrated in the video and pictures. Number 6, I see the residents of our Earth from space. That is, I never went into the space outside Earth, but the observations and imaginations are possible because of the immense knowledge gained from the great scientists, their books, interactions, and websites like Google, YouTube, and laboratory reports, science reports, and so many sources provided me to be able to imagine and see from the space the residents on Earth, and how they are interacting, how they are behaving, and their lifestyles when compared to the vast universe, how they are significant. That all I could understand. And in the name of better sustainable leadership, some governments, institutions are formed, some organizations are started by the human community. They formulated and empirically established, means by their experience, they empirically establish some better practices and policies, some rules and regulations, and formal rituals for everyone to follow, to progress, prosper, happily stay with health, satisfaction and safety. But due to inherent universal imperfections, nothing may be perfect, or it may be that we may feel that it is imperfect, but whatever may be the reasons, some systems or many people are suffering on Earth. They are facing a lot of difficulties, sometimes floods, natural disasters, or accidents, or wars, or arguments, and macroscopic to microscopic, some problems are all there, and environmental problems, and still ecological balance of life is still not satisfactorily achieved. So ecological balance also we should try to achieve. What are the overall systems, how these systems interact with other systems, so that what is the overall requirements for ecological balance on Earth, because we are not alone on Earth. Along with the human beings, many animals, many creatures, many sea animals, sea fishes, so many things are living, visible or invisible, or hidden inside forests or water or air. We have to observe the need and how we can achieve the ecological balance. It's a fine balance line, so we have to do some research in that direction also, how to achieve that ecological balance. Of course, for that lot of regulations, lot of disciplined life of travel, cars, and industries, and mining, deforestation, so many things are there inside this simple word ecological balance. We have to all work together to achieve that one, because life on Earth, we are looking only on Earth. Actually, Earth is hurling in the speedily going in the space around Sun, in the very harsh environments and radioactive and electromagnetic waves of the space of very many unknowns. We don't know what happens, asteroid impacts, and so many things are there. We have to be careful, and that comes into mind only when we see the Earth from space, and when we observe the space, what are the things outside of our Earth, and how to be united on Earth to protect the humanity and Earth, complete Earth and its residents safely. We have to do some research and take some united action. Number 7 item is about the facilities and knowledge provided by many organizations, many books, many libraries, many professional bodies, and including Google Earth. Google Earth provided some self-learning and exploring facilities to understand Earth and its surrounding space. I explored the Google Earth near the USA and India just for example, and I have just gone outside the Earth and then zoomed to go to the level of houses and streets on the ground. This is very much facilitated easily by the Google Earth. Of course, Google Search and YouTube also are there, but personally everybody can, or many people can use Google Earth to understand where we are, what is our status when compared to the vast space. Number 8 item, I then went into a spacecraft for a swift tour of M31, that is NASA Astrophysics provided the facility online, a video presentation by a research scientist on a swift tour of M31, a space. It's a galactic area. This was facilitated by Goddard Space Flight Center in Greenbelt, Maryland, USA. M31 is the nearest spiral galaxy to our own galaxy Milky Way. It is 2.5 million light years away and more than 220 million light years across. So it was a very wonderful trip to M31 and come back. And then the 9th item is about various scientific research reports from NASA, European Union, that European Space Research Centers, and reports of the bottom line, that is scientific reports by the TBL, the bottom line newspaper at the University of California, Santa Barbara, USA. And there they reported, of course we know, but this is also one of the confirmation, that is we have got only about less than 5% knowledge of the universe. Of course, that knowledge means not just Newton's laws of motion, but also Einstein's laws of special relativity or quantum theory, and various other medical and engineering aspects and other things. Overall, only 5% of the universe is known. 95% is unknown still. And we have got some research reports and videos from European Space Agency, and they also confirmed the similar thing status. And at even bigger picture of multiverse, relative size scale is also shown in one of the pictures. From the smallest size levels of quantum information, that is 10 to the power of minus 35 meters, that is 1 meter divided by 10 raised to the power of 35, to that is very very microscopic or picoscopic or less than that, it's 10 to the power of minus 35 meters, that scale, to multiverse or universe and beyond scale, that is 10 to the power of 25 meters, 10 raised to the power of 25 meters. That is also too much, many billions of light years distance. And then number 10, last item, is I again went deep into the multiverse and intergalactic space by online spacecraft of the NASA, of course, National Aeronautics of the USA, NASA, and slowly came back to our solar system and then into the Earth orbit and landed safely on Earth with the support facilities of the global community and the careful guidance of humanity. Without the support of our governments, our societies, our communities, our organizations, this would not have been possible. I really appreciate the help and support, care provided by the governments of UK, USA, India, Europe, and many other countries, of course, whole of the world, in gaining at least this much knowledge and this much satisfaction to understand what we can do. And also it is there inside the how the happiness is possible by interviewing various people. It was from DW, Dutch Welle, by German origin. They have interviewed some people asking them what happiness is, how they get. Various reasons they said. That means opposite to that, we can understand that we can reduce the problems and difficulties by increasing the happiness. So that way you can understand. Okay, thank you. We'll just go through the various slides and we can understand various matters with respect to the space, how we can better our lives on Earth. Thank you. Hello. Now, in the beginning, to start with, the universe, which includes the minute planet Earth, is found to be so infinite, that is, the universe is found to be so infinite, with the majority 95% of it is not known. Means majority of it of the universe is not known. We know only the small amount of 5% in the universe. With billions of star planetary systems, nebulae and galaxies, our Earth is relatively very, very small and invisible in the bigger galactic map of the universe, or multiverse you can say, because universe and then it's expanding and some things are disappearing, so there are multiverses. We can just think, imagine. We need to be more alert and faster than before in the lightningly fast flow of the space-time, which may just sweep us away into the oblivion to unknown places and times at any coordinate of the multidimensional universe. So it may mean that our lifestyles, human societies and global governments must cooperatively live with more tolerance and interpersonal and hence international understanding, with more resilient emotional intelligence to save us all, the humanity and ecological balance on the unique mother planet Earth. That is, because of so many galactic observations and understanding the space around the Earth and its environment or harsh radiations and so many things. After observing, we have to be careful, so it may mean SIM. Thank you. Looking from outer space, I meditated deeply and went out deep into the galactic space using my mental imaginative faculties, utilizing and synthesizing the scientific space information gathered from various sources and pictures. Example, Hubble site of their pictures and videos, and also the Hubble site videos taken by Hubble Space Telescope, knowledge gained from NASA, International Space Station telescopic cameras, ISS cameras exploring the space, of course Earth also from space, and its celestial bodies, means the ISS is exploring Earth, space, and the celestial bodies including our Earth, of course Mars, Jupiter, so many things it's also exploring and alerting the Earth whatever is observed from ISS regularly. News media, also I used news media, YouTube, Google search, Google Earth, and the search of the space and other information sources like Yahoo, Bing, etc. They are all used in being able to imagine and travel deep into the galactic space and understand the star systems. Now I am going again into the space by rocket to look at our Mother Earth from space satellite and come back safely into the mother's cool water lap or cushioning lap in the ocean. Now the images and video clips from Hubble telescope and International Space Station's photography are going to be presented by the NASA and Hubble Space and the other organizations. the views, images of the space around us is wonderfully presented by the Hubble telescope. Hubble's universe, intergalactic elegance with more than 200 billion galaxies, including our own galaxy Milky Way, with millions of stars, with our own star Sun included in it. All so elegantly and lovingly presented in these Hubble Space Telescope images by NASA Hubble, nasa.gov/Hubble, nasa.gov/Hubble. Explore solar system and beyond. These videos and images are enlighteningly helpful for the human society. As I mentioned before, recently I boarded the Fermilab's space flight number 3061 online for a brilliant, enlightening journey to the very deep space galaxies. I enjoyed the space journey, listening to the sweet guided tour pointing out the various galaxies and star systems throughout the lovely, peaceful flight 3061. After some time, I returned back safely from the galactic journey to our Mother Earth, landing at the great Fermilab, USA. The website address is there in the YouTube, and it was very helpful to understand the galaxies, star systems, and our position in the vast space is understood clearly. Thank you, Fermilab. It was very helpful. Thank you, Fermilab, US Department of Energy, Office of Science, USA. for their great service to the humanity and all the diverse societies of the world. The science explorative flight was very knowledgeable, knowledge giving, and it was useful. We thank the great enlightening website www.fnal.gov and the diversely committed teams of the Fermi Lab, as witnessed by the following memorable space journey video. Thank you. Thank you, US Department of Energy, Office of Science, USA. Thank you.
Welcome to Starflight 3061. This flight will take you 1 billion light-years into space and back. It will start at the Department of Energy's Fermilab. Are you ready? Let's go. As we gain height, you can see Chicago, located on Lake Michigan. Soon, you see the entire United States. Now, the entire Earth is visible, the blue planet. We are traveling toward the Moon. We pass it after about 380,000 kilometers. The Sun is the star at the center of our solar system. There are 8 planets that go around the Sun. We now see other stars in our galaxy. Hold on as we speed up again. Together with our Sun, billions of stars make up our galaxy, the Milky Way. You can also see 2 nearby galaxies, the Large Magellanic Cloud and the Small Magellanic Cloud. We begin to see more and more galaxies. Every single spot you see now is a galaxy, recorded by powerful telescopes on Earth. Many of these galaxies are much larger and brighter than our Milky Way. We have traveled 1 billion light-years. That means light from these galaxies needs 1 billion years to travel to Earth. At this scale, you begin to see the web-like structure of our universe. You are now looking at the light of almost 1 million galaxies recorded by telescopes on Earth. If you look carefully, you'll notice that the cosmos is not evenly populated. Instead, you find large, empty voids, as well as large, dense clusters of galaxies, strung together into a web of superclusters. Scientists discovered this cosmic web after building the most powerful telescopes in the world and processing the data with some of the most powerful computers available. Now, let's find our way back to Earth. We are still more than 1 billion light-years from home. That's more than 10 to the 23rd kilometers. Every spot of light we are passing is a galaxy, each containing billions or trillions of stars. Many of them contain more stars than our Milky Way galaxy. To find our way home, we need to look for the Virgo supercluster. Within that supercluster, we live in a cluster called the local group. It contains about 50 galaxies, including our Milky Way. The Milky Way is bigger than the average galaxy in the universe. Still, it contains more than 100 billion stars. Our Sun and the entire solar system come into sight. Get ready for arrival. Here is our planet Earth, home to the telescopes that let us peek deep into the universe. Welcome back to Fermilab. Thank you for taking Starflight 3061. We hope you enjoyed the flight.
what we see here in this great image, they are all galaxies, space uh, star systems, and very enlightening view. From the outer space, I looked back at our lovely Mother Earth and reflect back as to what is happening in our world and how things are justified by the people and their governments. People, leaders from various groups of religion, language, and cultures, governors, governments, politicians, and scientists formulated many empirical systems of life basing on their on everybody's experience and recorded history and lessons from history and science. All these things they helped the people to formulate some systems and methods of life, rituals, and uh, how to live on earth year after year, like daily wage, here year wage, because every year different seasons and cyclones and tsunamis, so many things are coming. How to safeguard the humanity, how to live, and how to be careful from pandemics or civil wars or international wars, or how to sustain the ecological balance. All these things we are trying to just formulate some better methods of life, governance, and ways of transportation and transmission of the data communication systems and all these things for better sustainable comforts and healthy prosperity. Many politicians, scientists, different leaders of various groups, cultures, and countries are trying to change the living rules, policies, like in the current COVID 19 days or pandemic days. Living rules, working regulations, they are trying to change behavioral expectations and laws of the human societies or countries, all for the betterment of human life. When there are set of rules, regulations, and governing policies, if we go against their suggested images or policies of any imaginations or regulations, the people's life who go against their rules will be made miserable or will be miserable, uh, because they lose so many benefits or they face a lot of difficulties. Even though there are many balanced ways in many peacefully governed societies or countries, or progressive, meaningful, educated countries with positive spirits of empathy without self centered, money making people or governing bodies. Some governing bodies are governing is not so people friendly. So the people, the governments must have regular feedbacks and change their ways as per the people's uh, requirements and overall welfare. Welfare in the sense, well, overall progress, happiness, health, safety, security, all these things one should try to look after the people, because after all humanity is one. Everybody, we should work together in a cooperative spirit, understanding everyone's problems, requirements. Of course, everybody cannot satisfy every uh, wish or want, but majority are important things we should look after. Hubble's revolutionary observations and Einstein's general theory of relativity, space-time curvature equations, indicated the moving or expanding of universe. Universe appears to be expanding. The intergalactic space is increasing. all their research and the present day telescopic views as shown in my slides. In my slides means the information is gained from the big sources like NASA, European Space Agency, or Hubble Telescope, Fermi Lab, and so many science organizations and research organizations, and Google. So many things have contributed to my knowledge and understanding, which are presented here. They improved my imagination of the space around us. In the following telescopic images, we find many things. Each dot or spot in the maps or images is some galaxies of millions of stars. Its dot is not dot. Dot may be big solar system or star system or galaxies with their planets, nebulae, and black holes. Sometimes they are hidden because they are so small when compared to the huge galactic image or map. Many things are hidden. Our Earth is not at all seen, so much small. That is, the whole universe is so vast, billions of light years long. Red galaxies are of high wavelengths, stretched out waves, infrared, indicating that they are moving away from our mother Milky Way galaxy. That means some galaxies are radiating, emitting red light. That means they are moving away from our galaxy. Whereas the bluish galaxies, that is the galaxies emitting some blue lights, galaxies or nebulae which are nearing us, means coming nearer to us. Nearer means it's not just kilometers, billions of light years away still. They are coming slowly. Slowly means each year some light years, something like that. They're all galactic scales of measurement of time and distance, light years. The galaxies which are coming nearer to us, they appear blue because their wavelengths getting compressed to the shorter wavelengths of their bluish lights. The electromagnetic spectrum is presented here just to understand red wavelengths and bluish wavelengths. Red means the elongated wavelengths, and blue means violet colors means the wavelengths are very, very short. So that is how we can understand the telescopic images and their colors. Edwin Hubble, the great explorer and scientist, observed rightly that the universe is expanding as some galaxies are moving away, becoming reddish in the images with long and longer wavelengths of light from them. Longer waves means reddish. Einstein also found his equations to be right because of the observations by Edwin Hubble. So he felt, means Einstein felt, not needing any corrections with any universe stabilizing cosmological constant in his general theory of relativity. 13.7 billion years, that is about 14 billion years since the Big Bang explosion. That is Big Bang explosive initiation of the expansion of the universe to the present microwave photons. Means sometimes in the old television sets we used to get whenever we don't get any stations, we used to have that small dots with cracking sounds. They actually 5% of that signals were coming from the long distance Big Bang type time of explosive radiation. That is what we observe today in those television sets. They are microwaves from microwave photons from billions of years ago. Whatever happened, those things were observed. The night sky is not brighter. Why? Because the light is becoming lighter and lighter, dimmer, and the stars, they are very very far, and so night sky is not brighter, as we have only a small portion of the observable space, with the old stars getting away lighter for us. So no brightening of the older star systems, as the universe is found to be expanding by Einstein and Hubble. Einstein is watching himself through Hubble's telescope, confirming the expansion of space between multiple galaxies of the whole universe. He understood his mistake of trying to add a cosmological constant to the general theory of relativity formula to stabilize the universe, indicating a fixed universe. Now he understood that it is expanding universe. Cosmic web of all imaginable galaxies, with their origin in the color of white and yellowish, giving birth to all the web of nebulae, black holes, galaxies, of stars and planets. It's about 10 billion light years of distance. 10 billion LY means light years, across the whole universe of galaxies and their webs. Of course, this distance 10 billion, it is increasing because the galaxies are all expanding. The intergalactic space is increasing. From space, when I see you, means the people, 365 times falling and rising from a micro thing like a bed, it's just imaginary. When the housing having the bed going round the star sun once in a year, means the earth rotates about the sun once in a year. It's just complete the turn around the sun. When you graduate, I saw you complete 23 turns around the sun. Approximate age of the person is say 23 years. So 23 times the people, they turn around sun. Every person on an average moves around and breathes for about 90 turns around the sun, and stops breathing and leaves living, allowing billions of others to continue in this way. Because one turn around the sun means about 1 year. That's why 90 turns means sometimes 100 turns or so. Different living beings live for different durations of times or parts of turns around the sun during different seasons and weather conditions on our Mother Earth. Looking from outer space, I observed some things. Due to natural inertial tendencies, every life and its components try with all of their knowledge and techniques, K&T, knowledge and techniques, to live longer and in a sustainable manner. They always try for betterment. They constantly explore, means do research and development for sustainable lifestyles, resilient and peaceful mental health processes. They always look for peaceful, happy life. They also research continuously for easier, sustainable physical health and comforts, which result in many cases of self-centered behaviors and living at the cost of others, like parasites. Of course, this is one of the things, but it's all like one imperfection or perfection, whatever. These are different things we observe. Here, centered, it is spelling mistake, CAN, actually centered. Again, looking from outer space, if we observe various systems and processes going on Earth and their living beings. Their neurological planning methods developed to educate themselves as well as their offspring, all living beings. They are trying to improve by educating, training, to learn and live knowing how to improve theirs and others' lifestyles, efficiencies, increasing their lifespans to enjoy as they wish with their natural inertial characteristics. In this process of learning to improve their lifestyles, every matter, living, compound, and living bodies try to formulate some empirical ways of life and standard long-term operating systems. You may say human operating system or living operating system, their operating styles, in order to make all the matter and bodies to uniformly follow the same set of systems of life and activities. Just have a standardized life system so that it becomes easier and routine. These operating systems are like some religious rituals, formalities, cultural ways, ethics, national rules, governing regulations, government policies, life and robotic machine operating systems are all instituted or organized, established in order to have global peace of mind for reducing losses and increasing their efficiencies, increasing lifespans of masses and general common public with various assured economic safeguards, comforts of health and safety. As mentioned earlier, every system or galaxies of stars and planets, space-time masses and energy quantums and waves seem to be behaving in those manners in order to conserve their status with the natural inertial systems, but get affected continuously by the other matter, galaxies and other diverse energy forms. Means one galaxy or one system is not alone. It's all affected or interacted with others, sometimes in a synergy manner or maybe in a destructive manner or troubling manner or interfering manner. So it's all combined effect we have to see. The universal space, stars, planets, matter, energies and galaxies appear to be stable and moving with fixed frequencies and predictable locations with respect to and for the eyes and sensing systems of the living bodies of a short lifespan like us. We imagine that all others are very fixed and with a very negligible movement, and we can always we think that they are all constants. No, everything is changing and everything is moving and expanding and reacting with one another. With only a few thousands of years of joint observation records, we may think that way, that everything is okay. Empirically, whatever we have established some rules and regulations and formulae of systems, we may think they are okay, but no. All are changing and the inertia of everything is opposing that of the others continuously in a huge spatial galactic quantities which are not so observable by short-lived systems or bodies. One's inertia might be obstructing the other's inertia of movement or staticness. But for their short lifespans, they appear to be stable, and thus the known fellow living beings make their own empirical ways and systems of life with different rituals, policy regulations and standards for operations in all of their activities for their sustenance and ecological balance in some limited space and time. For the short durations, the rituals and systems and rules and regulations appear to be good, but we have to always be reviewing and checking whether that is still good or not in the changing universal conditions. looking from outer space at some of our world practices and people are living beings, how they are behaving and acting, and how the overall picture from space, how it appears, and all these things, if we understand and imagine and think calmly, we can improve our combined humanities systems and ecological balance we can achieve soon. Loving a person need not be officially recognized to get back the love on paper. Love is not a formality or official paper oriented thing. Love is emotional but not bound to be on paper officially. When you love a person, do not expect any return of love or any benefit from that person. Love is unconditional and mostly natural, selfless. But these are the things we on earth we may feel, but from space that is different. From space, if you see, you may not be visible at all. You might be so minute. We see solar system as a small point in the galaxies. Sometimes a man or a woman falls in love with the opposite gender, or love happens between any two persons of any gender. Even if one does not agree with the other in love, the loving person need not be disappointed, because no two persons can agree on everything, including the most important thing in life, love, because everything is having its own inertia, point of view, etc. But you better agree on politely caring, respecting, and understanding the other unique human being. Means we can always live comfortably, peacefully, politely agreeing that we are having different opinions, but at the same time peacefully finding the best way and common way of life for everyone happily. If anyone does not agree with you on something, do not worry. This is very normal. But you should not have any ego, any emotional disappointment, or any ill feeling or prejudice. You should be prepared mentally to accept that your leadership or suggestions may not be acceptable by everybody. Everyone is different, and the common most thing is the overall environment with healthy, peaceful living with adequate respect and care for progressing equally well in ecological balance in the world, happily to sustain. This is very normal in the whole universe, but the bodies which work and behave in complementary, synergistic manner with resonating behavior produce very positive results acceptable to each other and produce long-lasting relationship. Synergic means one's work complements the other and they help each other. If you help the other and it is reciprocal supports, they both parties will develop happily. There are infinite examples in the universe how two different bodies or galaxies behave and live in their situations without opposing each other just for the sake of opposing. Cooperation with the emotional or energetic complexes and peaceful synergy is very much possible as observed in the galaxies of star and planet systems. In practice, suppose you start working in home, office or any industry, there are naturally be some initial resistance or misunderstandings between you and your colleagues or your friends or relatives. Is natural. So it is necessary to make yourself clear to others, removing their misunderstandings either through your manager, if you are working in an office, your manager, in the house master, or any leader with the necessary humane leadership. Lovely gradual induction into the organization. If the organization is big enough, organized enough, they will give you proper induction to slowly acclimatize and familiarize with the practices and working conditions and methods and policies, and that way it will be helpful. Sometimes through yourself to others, you should make yourself understood by others. What to do if you do not have a humane supportive leadership team, then you have to do yourself or through your friends for smooth induction into the new working conditions, living conditions or places. So we have to use our education to think and work with others without much problem. In order to have a sustainably comfortable life for them and their children or people, many leaders, parents, teachers, politicians, and other professionals like doctors, technologists, biochemical research leaders try various methods of life, operating systems with different materials for improving services in both the fields of emotional intelligence and artificial intelligence. Means the people, they, whether they are parents or leaders or managers or anyone, they are always doing some research and development activities for improving their life systems, home activities, office activities, whether it is in computer systems or mechanical systems or chemical systems or medical systems, any system they always try to develop. Actually, every living being or baby child is a born researcher. Just immediately after birth, they always try to research for getting the milk or food, and how to cry and communicate. All these things, everybody is like a born scientist and researcher. For best design of overall safe ways of fast life and professions or activities in industries or productions and profitable distribution, they all try, means leaders or people all try to optimize better fruitful living ways and improve mental health of all the population, starting from every family or home, because home is the starting point for improving the mental health and lifestyles development. Some of the basic things include the following for finding the overall best practices. The following video showing the earth and different places, they are tried by myself using the Google Earth. Self-learning and exploring the earth and its places in different countries. For example, I have considered the recently visited places in USA and India using the current Google Earth maps. Why I'm telling is, you can easily explore the earth and its surroundings and the space with the Hubble, NASA's telescopic facilities. All these things you can try to regularly improve your knowledge and understanding of the space and its planetary systems, star systems, etc. looking from outer space at our world, sometimes you can find some points in our attempts to find the best sustainable, healthy, and efficiently peaceful way of routine life and work. The routine life contains many activities, so we have to just observe and then see which is better, which is medically good, and uh, mentally also good. Means mental health and physical health should be good and improved, and in a routine sustainable manner, not suddenly changing consistent habits and all these things. For example, Queen Elizabeth has good sustainable ways of life and very peaceful healthy life. Some example, the points in the attempts to find best sustainable, healthy, and efficiently peaceful way of routine life are: number one, sleep about 8 hours for good health. People they say 8 hours of healthy sleep is necessary. Sometimes 9, 10, depending on age and circumstances, medical conditions. Sleeping, necessary sleep, shower bath, and third, freshen up with a required acupressure massage, and combing hair as a way of head acupressure treatment, a consistent manner in a consistent manner. Household works, of course, household works also a big exercise, hard work, and it's also meditative for the mind also when you are working. Caring partner. Number sixth point, consistently healthy but medically limited breakfast or limited nutritious lunch, timely dinner, and healthy drinks without any risk of addiction or over the social and scientific limits. So we should know what are the better healthy lifestyles. Number seven, starting. Of course, to know these limits, we can always refer to the web resources, good books, scientific medical advice, NHS, National Health Services, or many other health websites are there. Doctors are around. Online doctors also there, and medical advice also available on website online, and friends also you can consult. Otherwise, doctors are the best source of advising you how to have the proper lifestyles and nutrition and all these things. Number seven, starting work with a good motive in the bigger interest. Whenever you are working, sometimes due to mental inertia or ego or whatever, you may feel that, oh, why should I work for him or her? Why should I work for this or that? Just mentally prepare yourself that you are working for not for others but for yourself or for the betterment of the overall big thing, or the creator, or you are working for something better than 1 2 persons. So you should have the positive outlook, positive constructive ideas, because work is also an exercise. If you work, you are doing exercise, you are meditating, and you are keeping yourself healthy mentally as well as physically, as well as this automatically helps the fellow human society and human beings, your family, your friends, your company, everybody is getting helped. It's like a synergetic working in society. So starting work with good motive, good intentions in the bigger interests. So these are the some points in our attempts to find the best sustainable, healthy, and efficiently peaceful way of routine life and work on earth. Some other points for better lifestyles and better peaceful life overall on earth are: number 8, working 8 to 12 hours per day safely, effectively. 8 to 12 means depending on the work industry, office, school, so many conditions are there. But Forget about the specific number of hours, depends on various conditions, but working for so many hours consistently, safely, healthily per day is very good for mental and physical health and social progress, community progress, humanity progress. Number 9, regulating one's ego, arrogance, anger. We have to regulate and improve our resilience, tolerance, and emotional intelligence. Emotionally, we should mature ourselves. That is by interacting with other people, reading good books, watching good things to learn some things from the seniors, history. All these things we should learn so that our overall health, mental health, physical health, and social health, interpersonal communications, all these things improve. That is very important. Number 10, avoiding selfish motive to suppress others. Whenever we try to suppress others, it's that will boomerang. Sometimes it will give problem to yourself. So you should try to help others, otherwise you try to just wish for their betterment through other means. Number 11, trying to understand others in positive manner, because you can easily have a negative picture of others, but try to have a positive picture so that you can empathize and try to help. And for safety, always you can think twice in different points of view, but try to be helpful for others in a positive spirit, with positive spirit. Number 12, considering children's care. You should be caring children for their not only physical health, food, but mentally you should be try to spend some time and talk, understand, give some time for them to tell you something, ask you something, so that they slowly, gradually develop. Number 13, minimize, that is a children's nurturing children to grow in a happy and psychologically stable manner. Number 13, minimizing show of one's riches and assets in public. Try to avoid just showing up. Number 14, conditioning one's thoughts to avoid racial and prejudicial treatment. So we should be a little bit careful in social behavior, talks, sayings, and so that nobody is unnecessarily disturbed and hurt. Number 15, not supporting others. Try to support so that they will also support. Even though they don't tell you that they will support, but your action will always make their mind soft to help you in case of your need. So try to support others. It's like a pure love. It will go unnoticed. It will not go unnoticed. It will always be noted, but sometimes officially outward or mentally they will always feel and wish you the best. Number 16, not observing the world, not reading or learning continuously, not updating oneself always, not reading newspapers, not seeing. Of course, too much of anything is bad, but at least main outlines, main things, medical, social, and other aspects, how the right things are developing, what is best, what is bad, what is suitable for you. All these things you should understand.
幸福就是每天早上
To wake up every day next to her, that's happiness for me.
这就是最大的幸福了。
You want me to reply as well? A few days less work every week. That will be happiness for me.
Explore with friends, go nature-wise, travel. Makes us happy. Yeah, that's it.
Good.
Money. Money makes you happy, right?
I say I'm happy, see me like this. I'm happy now. I'm alive today, I'm very happy that I'm alive, yeah. Every day now I'm happy.
You need to be able to enjoy simple things, the sun and the birds.
It's music that is making me to be happy.
To make more people happy, not just myself. I'm never happy if I don't make someone else happy.
My mom makes me happy every day I see her.
My mother, smile, my cats, and my husband. They're my family. I love spending time with them.
My friends, I'm with them when I was happy.
Good friends, good food, a little exercise, good weather, and a whole lot more.
Ice cream, cars, toy soldiers.
I'm happy when I get enough sleep. When my country's doing well, my family's well, and my life's going well.
I'm proud to play Stalin. This is my happiness. People love it.
Or jogging, or playing table tennis. Smashing the ball brings me joy. It's a good way to relax.
Tell us what makes you happy.
Running makes me happy.
These guys, every day since 6 months I come here and they pour in hot fresh coffee and they're just being wonderful to me. It's about connections. That's what it is.
Normally, the politicians, leaders take or appear to take the rational and unbiased advice from teachers, philosopher guides, scientists, technologists, and engineers for giving stable and peacefully healthy governments, for governing properly, governing and leading the institutions and organizations, which include hospitals, banking, housing, schools, roads, energy generation and distribution, space research and development for the whole countries. The politicians or the leaders, they try to have these systems in a good, sustainable manner, efficient manner, safely and amicably for everybody. Try to help. The reasons given by them for their actions and rulings, means the reasons given by the leaders for their actions and rulings, are sometimes indicate their selfish motives, and many other times indicate their best endeavor in making the standards of life better for all their people in more sustainable ways. They try to help, but they should try to take the advice from various people like scientists, philosophers, teachers, and social community leaders, these things, so that they can accommodate most of the people, and they try to manage everyone in a sustainable, peaceful manner. Thus, as we observe, the earth and its residents, the life on earth is regulated by man-made empirical governance. Empirical means the formulae or procedures basing on the history and life, limits of behavior, methods and languages of communications, as well as how to spend their money and energies. The governing bodies or local governments or leaders suggest many ways of life, education, different professions, standards of the general and personal behavior, methods of medical care, and how to think and what to think, what not to expect. All these things they just suggest or advise or regulate. In some places of earth, they even enforce structured imaginations in a streamlined bullying. Maybe sometimes people may feel being bullied, but these are various governing and their problems and benefits in the world. In general, stop loving oneself at the cost of others. Love yourself as well as others. Too much of any love is injurious to health and safety of all concerned. So hating a few countries, nations or groups at the expense of loving others or vice versa is not healthy and safe in long terms. Means some people, they are too patriotic at the same time hating other countries. No, you can be patriotic, you can be working happily and competitively in your own country, but do not hate other countries, and do not become enemies, and do not waste your energy and talents in these hating wars only. Just try to competitively work in a sportive spirit in the league of all countries. Means in the world, all countries work together in a sportive manner, supporting manner, in a constructive manner, without destroying the other countries. They should all work together, and global cooperation has become much more of necessity nowadays, and we should all be working together, and we should all be having improving global understanding of the needs and difficulties of people in the world. And you should all try for global nice environment and ecological balance in the world. We should all be living harmoniously with sportive spirit of constructively competing with our fellow countries without troubling our own fellow societies. Of course, Olympics is an example where we should all be coming together to improve in a sportive manner the global understanding, international cooperation, and constructive competition to have successful humanity on Earth, Mother Earth. We should encourage lifelong learning from the beginning in order to achieve a sustainable global peace and prosperity. Learning is very important to improve global understanding, peace, and prosperity for all. As shown in the great images of the whole universe of billions of galaxies spread over billions of light years of space, with so much unknown energy, unknown variables, we and our Earth are negligibly smaller in size, space, and lifetime. So, within this short time and short opportunity in the space time galaxies, we should try our best to work together to reduce the hatred and increase the love and global cooperation among all the fellow human beings, and living beings also should not be unnecessarily troubled. We should achieve a good, nice ecological balance on Earth peacefully. Now, a swift tour of M31 galaxy, and this is by the NASA astrophysics. Now, the visual of a swift tour of M31 by NASA astrophysics. Stephen Imler, a research scientist working with NASA's Swift satellite at Goddard Space Flight Center in Greenbelt, Maryland, USA. Their statements of the guided tour are shown in the text in the video at the bottom of the video. Please read. Thank you. Now, the NASA astrophysics, a swift tour of M31 by Stephen Imler, working scientist with NASA Swift satellite at Goddard Space Flight Center in Greenbelt, Maryland. The Bottom Line, TBL, is a student-run, student-funded newspaper at the University of California, Santa Barbara, USA. In this, there is a report that humans, along with everything on Earth and everything we have ever discovered in space, constitute less than 5% of the universe. Dark matter is hypothesized to account for a large part of the unexplained mass or matter that appears to be missing from the universe. When you audit the known matter, masses and all by telescopic measurements and all electronic measurements by formulae and all these things, still a large matter is missing, dark matter. And since dark matter neither absorbs nor emits light, it cannot be observed through normal ways of telescopes. The only way dark matter can be observed is through its gravitational effects, electromagnetic effects, quantum effects, and space-time field effect, or whatever is indirectly you have to observe it. And that way we have to understand how much is missing, how much is there, that way. Recently, the Planck Space Observatory, operated by the European Space Agency, released a map of the cosmic radiation of the universe, and it is through this map that the current figures for the composition of the universe are gleaned. According to the spacecraft's findings, the universe is composed of about 4.9% of ordinary matter, means about 5%, that's what. 26.8% of dark matter, means about 27%. And 68.3%, that is 68% dark energy. Dark energy is about 68%, 27% dark matter, and 5% ordinary matter. Known things is 5%. 5 plus 27, 32, and 32 plus 68 is 100% total. So we have to just see how much we know and how much we have to work hard to understand the universe, and thus how to understand and manage the Earth in a combined cooperative manner. It's not just one man's work or one person's work. It's all combined humanity's work to have a sustainable, peaceful life on Earth. As per the observed relative sizes of various things in the universe, we can't even identify our planet Earth and its solar system in the whole of the shown universe of galaxies and innumerable star systems with or without any living organisms. So when compared to so many galaxies, so many star systems, our star system, our sun system, our solar system is negligibly invisible, you can say, but it is there. It is like a microscopic particle in the whole of universe. So sometimes particle also, it may be big word. So it is so much vast universe. The whole universe of galaxies is expanding also to unknown destinations billions of light years away. Our life is so minute or negligibly short when compared to the scales of space and time fields in the universe of billions of years, as seen in the earlier slides of actual space images and calculations of the famous scientists and wise people who helped our human society to progress so far, educating us for better foresight and sustainably peaceful life on Earth. And in these things, these are my personal views, and it's nothing against any country or anybody. Everybody I respect fully, and it's only for educational purpose. This video is for educational and understanding purpose, for peace and prosperity of everyone on earth. Hello all world residents. We need to be a good team of fellow human societies and countries, cooperating with one another, living contently on our Mother Earth. In the ever-changing and challenging solar family, in the unimaginably large galactic life. Thank you, dear fellow human being, for your kind patience and cooperative understanding to live and travel together on our mother spaceship Earth through the long and unpredictably harsh energy fields of space and time. We are now on the grounds of the Earth, and we should be working together for balanced ecology and peaceful, environmentally happy, prosperity life for everyone, without any feelings of hatred, but feelings of sportive spirit and feelings of helpfulness for everyone on earth. Thank you very much. Let us all live together as combined, united humanity on Mother Earth, and let us be peaceful, let us understand, let us cooperate, and remove any misunderstandings with our education and help of the great scientists, philosophers, guides, teachers, parents. Let us be happy and live longer sustainably. Thank you.